on, you guys? Like, welcome you guys to another DC TV Talk. It's your boy Big Dog back with a review for Swamp Thing, episode 9, an anatomy lesson. In this episode, we pretty much it's out. Like, yeah, I can go over by how Abby and Liz were like searching, but like the biggest thing you learn this episode is that the truth about Swamp Thing and the truth about Alec Holland, and the fact is that Alec Holland is dead, and like Swamp Thing is just a plant-based organism created out of the consciousness and memories of Alec Holland. Like, the person who was Alec Holland is dead. And like the reason as soon as I saw like the title for this episode and like the images and stuff like that, I knew exactly what this episode was gonna be, because like this is actually something that is in the comic. You know what I'm saying? This deviates from, this is like we see that this whole scene where like he's being like cut open and Woodju was pulling out lungs, but like they aren't working lungs, and heart, but it's not a working heart. It's all from Alec Holland's memories. And like he remembers having arms, he remembers having legs, eyes, a mouth, being able to breathe, all of those things, you know what I'm saying? So that's who he feels like he is. Like none of those things work at all. And like he actually, like, even when Woodju was cutting him open and he's feeling pain, he's like, you have no pain receptors, so I don't understand what's going on. Like I told you guys like earlier this season when like he got shot one time and he got stabbed one time and he like screamed when it happened. It wasn't because it actually hurt. That was only in his mind, or like only in its mind, I guess I would say. I guess I would have to call Swamp Thing an it, because it's technically not a, you know what I'm saying, a person. And I actually didn't know this till like right before the series started, when I did like a deep dive into like Alan Moore's Swamp Thing run, and like I was like, oh, I thought this was a person. I didn't even, like, I never knew anything about Swamp Thing until like before this series started, and then I'm like, okay, so, oh, that's why he can do this. So now, but like, I think with this information comes like a better Swamp Thing. You know what I'm saying? Because even though it's no longer technically Alec, and it's just his consciousness and memories and so on and so forth, I still think that helps the character. Reason being is like, because if he didn't have those things, you wouldn't have a Swamp Thing, okay? And so now with that information of who it actually is, along with like what his capabilities, now you would get like the Swamp Thing who probably like disappears into like the swamp, or into like, you know what I'm saying, into like the plants, and like who can just like disappear and reappear somewhere else. Like now, like he can embrace that more, even though it's like only one episode left, which is still blasphemous. Even though I'm gonna appreciate this season for what it is. Not saying that that's like a bad thing. I'm just gonna appreciate the fact that I got this season, and I probably might not get another one. So I just gonna appreciate this season as what it is. You know what I'm saying? Not be looking like, hey, you might get a season 2 or something like that. I'm just gonna appreciate this season, because I think they did a really good job, considering the fact that, one, they probably didn't know it was gonna be canceled after the first episode, and 2, they had to shorten it down from 13 episodes to 10. You know what I'm saying? And like, and it's still, it doesn't sway you into a way to really like, okay, well, what happened? Only thing I kind of feel like feels weird and feels like kind of like, okay, you see something like they had to do something with this, is when with Matt's character, when he just so happens to just have a wreck, even though I think the wreck was affected, and like him drinking and his mind still messed up. Like his mind was like not messed up about killing Alec, but his mind was like, he feels bad about his mother not telling him about his father and stuff. And I people who've been in situations like that. So it is kind of depressing, you know what I'm saying? They kind of messed up, and you start to have to do a lot of things you wish you didn't have to do, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So I get it, but like just taking him out in a car crash, if he's taken out for like the last episode kind of seems like, I kind of like a cop out. I just say well, it is what it is, but you get it. Like it's like, hey, we have to wrap up. We have this. Like I said, it was 13 episodes. Got cut down to 10, but I still think they're doing a good job with all that. The stuff with Woodrow and his wife, it makes this could have been expanded upon, but like the fact that when Abby goes to see Caroline, well, she go look for Woodrow, and her and Liz go look for Woodrow, and they see Caroline, and you can tell like she had advanced stages of Alzheimer's. And then you see like, even when they leave the house, they're like, yo, she shouldn't be there by herself. Like, what is wrong with you? I understand what you're trying to do, but like, what is wrong? And you just leave the medicine out there for her. It's just terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and it's on him, you know what I'm saying? So when we get to the end, that hits hard. But like, I'm kind of wondering, like, what is he gonna do? What happens now? Because now you have Avery, who is one of the slickest people on the planet. Okay, slickest people on the planet. Man, he reminds me of the guy who plays. Remind me of Sam Rockwell. He reminds me of Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell in Vice when he played George W. Bush. That's what he reminds me of. Or I just, you know what I'm saying, just the way he talks, and you know what I'm saying, his mannerisms, everything. Like, he gets one over on Maria, and like he still has people in high places. And I was wondering like what happened to Nathan. Well, apparently Nathan's actually been talking to Avery. And like you wouldn't know that, because like there's things I still notice when like, hey, I feel like, okay, you have to like get things done, because even with I actually enjoyed the Blue Devil stuff, because I'm like, but I think more of Blue Devil's story would have been explained in season 2, because me personally, I'm kind of wondering like, okay, he's been here. Daniel's been here in Murray for 8 years, and then has it always been leading up to this? Abby, what does Abby have to do with like the supernatural world? What effect does she play in this? Okay, so we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's something I'm pretty sure they were going to explore in season 2. But I thought the Blue Devil scene was amazing. And it just was like I can say it was kind of like a mystery. We didn't get to see him as much as we probably would have wanted to see, but like I thought he was just gonna put on a mask and that was just gonna be it. But no, they actually like gave him like a legit transformation, and like he slaughtered folks, like, which was dope as hell. So I thought this episode was great, because like the sequence where like what Drew is working on Alec happens in the comic. Only thing is, a couple different things happen different, because like Woodrow was already the pharaonic man, and that during that whole time, and Avery was there. Like that was like a transition into something else. So they're not going that way. So I actually have no idea which way they're going now. Now I'm just like everybody else with this. I could tell, but like now I have no idea where they're going. Because even like I know in the comic, after Swamp Thing finds out about like the truth about Alec Holland, and that he's not actually him, he's depressed for a while. He kind of goes to this isolation, this hibernation type thing. I don't think we're getting that. Maybe, like I said, maybe we would have the 13 episodes. Maybe we got that, and then some other things would have transpired. But like without that, we probably going straight into it. It's probably like, hey, you got 10 minutes to like mope and be sad, but like we have to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking forward to how they're gonna wrap this up. The season has been spectacular so far. But y'all know me, I'm big on characters in the end, and I do love all the characters in the show. So now they don't have to put it off at the end. If they can do that, I will be super satisfied with this one season of Swamp Thing, and I won't have any complaints. But you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and catch up with you guys later. Peace.